Hello and welcome to this short instructional video here. This is going to be a short video on how to beat the Marine SCV Allin as Zerg. Now this is a build Captain Jack has been doing in the BSG StarCraft 2 Cup, which takes place on Saturdays on the C server at 1 PM Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time. If you are a bronze, silver or gold level player, please show up to that tournament. It is freaking awesome. But Captain Jack has been doing this build all the time on the tournament against Protoss, against Terran, maybe Zerg. I haven't seen any Zerg games yet, but I have not seen anyone to be able to stop it. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to get down and gritty. I'm going to get my friend to learn this build. Took him so many hours of, no, actually just took him one game on the ladder. He kicked some guy's ass and he realized he was an expert at it. It's not really that hard to do. Captain Jack, you're an awesome player. You win other ways, but this build, very, very simple to do. Hard to counter though, but it's still counterable. So I'm a Zerg player, so I'm going to obviously know how to do this a bit better than I am the other races. I actually one-shot this first time. Other races, I haven't done Protoss yet because my friend kept DCing, but I have done Terran. It took me like 3 or 4 times to get it down. That's simply because I have not played Terran ever. Maybe 1 or 2 games. Once as a 2v2 on ladder, that's it. So I had to learn how to play Terran, then I had to learn how to counter it, and I actually did it. So not that hard, but hey, I'll show you that video soon. This is just going to be the Zerg one. So as Zerg, I always 14 hatch. 14 hatch is awesome against Terran because you cannot counter it easily. They can build an engineering bay there, but then I can counter with a spawning pool, and we're both equal, so that's fine. Hatchery goes down. He has no Reapers or any stupid stuff like that to really counter it. I always send 2 drones as well. The first drone is for scouting, the second one is for the hatchery, but if there is an SCV there blocking, I can use the 2 drones to kill his 1 SCV, whereas 1v1, it's a bit too risky. I like to be safe in my builds, because any risk, I just try and cut out. Because I know in a really long game, I'm going to win because I will be the better player. Unless, of course, my opponent is the better player, in which case he deserves to win. Longer games, obviously, more decisions need to be made, and the better player is going to choose the most correct decisions. So I'm scouting in here. I do see, this is the thing to scout for. Scouting is important. You know this build's coming. 2 racks right now, no gas, okay? That might not be a specific build. It could be any build, but any build that is going no gas, 2 racks, is going to be early marine pressure, and you need to get ready for that early marine pressure. So I've actually made an error in my build here. I do this once every, probably every 2 games because I'm that bad. I forget my gas basically. So to counter that, I've got 2 gas, and I'll mine from the second gas until I have enough for Baleen Nest and Zergling speed, and then I'll pull them back on minerals. So it cost me a drone for this mistake. Obviously the drone takes to make the extractor, but that's what I have to live with. Otherwise I'm just way too far behind and I just lose the game. So guys, if you do make mistakes like that, just learn to adapt, really. Spine crawler go down here. I love doing this. This is to basically stop this pressure. See these 5 marines here? Some Terran players will attack with those 5 marines from 2 racks. Okay? Those 5 marines right now, I mean obviously it takes them a while to walk across the map, but this spine crawler gets finished as it hits my base. And this spine crawler will kill all 5 marines, no problem at all. If you have a look though, if I didn't have a spine crawler, I would have 2 Zerglings to fend off 5 marines, and that just doesn't happen ever. So I find that's just what I found out. That's from me playing, me losing games, and then looking at timings and realizing what I can do to counter stuff. Such a simple thing, yet so effective. That's the kind of stuff you should do with your game. I mean, it's really hard to watch replays if you're losing, but I can't stress enough, do it. It's so hard to do. I love watching ones where you win. Hell, I love doing that. I'm just like, yeah, I won. How cool am I? And I'll like send my friends a replay. By the way, 2 dead Zerglings. By the way, these 2 Zerglings were key because I can see that he's got a lot of marines he's going to push out at some point. Yeah, you know, send your friends your replays and you're like, yeah, how good am I? Yeah. And they're like, wow, you're awesome. You're winning all these games. But the ones you lose, you kind of don't even save. But you got to watch them, seriously. More than the ones you win, and realize why you lost, and just, it's always your fault. Just realize that. There's always something you could have done to beat it. That's what you'll look at. There's no build at all which is unbeatable. So we're starting to get to that crazy point here. It should be out maybe 30 seconds or so, where we actually get that attack going. Let's have a look what I got. A few Zerglings, check production menu real quickly. Zergling speed's about done. Baleen Nest is up and I'm getting a few Balings. I'm getting 6 Balings because when I held down E it gave me 6. That's how much gas I had. I really don't have any specific numbers on this. You can build 8, you can build 10, you can build whatever you want. It's what you're comfortable with, really. I like 6. I don't know why. Hey, there you go. I've also got a bit of creep spread here going. Not key, but it's good. See, early on, when you get 2 queens early on, 2 hatch, you don't have that much money, so you can't afford all the lava. You have lava left over, and why inject? Anyway, here comes the attack now. Now, the key with this attack is realizing that the SCVs are the meat shield, and the Marines are the damage unit. You've got to kill the Marines to really shut down the push. If you're killing SCVs, you can kill all the SCVs. If you don't kill all the Marines, you're in trouble. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and connect the Banelings to the Marines. Now here comes the SCVs coming in first, obviously, as the meat shield, that is correct. Zerglings here are going to take shots from the Marines. Banelings come from the side, microed, and connect with the Marines like that. Shut down all the Marines. One Baneling comes in here, finishes that off, and there we go. So I finished that with a bunch of Zerglings. Look at that. I've still got Zerglings left, and now I can counterattack to his base. He leaves the game, though. He knows he's lost. He's only got 2 mules. Yeah, he's not going to win it from there. So easy enough to do. All you got to do is micro those Banelings into the Marines. He does not have stim, so he cannot kite you. That's the thing to realize. And if you're on creep, you are going to be faster. So thanks for watching. I'll try and get the Terran and the Protoss one done soon. No promises though, because whenever I make promises, I always break them. But so stay tuned for them, and hopefully they'll come up soon. Thanks for watching.